Yeah. Yeah, we better get to the vetting part. Edgar, can you play vetting Mew? So for toy collector, sorry for keeping you so long. But for artists also, we're going to play the vetting from Mew. This she said it's like 13 minutes or something. So okay, for the toys and the artist vetters, we have to wait for them to set up first. We go into the next one in regards to the Hobbycon roadmap for the art department lah. All right. Okay, so it's like this. I'm going to go a little bit of tangent because I need to go backtrack a bit back all the way to March
For
this year.
artists and toys and collectors category for the booths in Hobbycon.
Let's proceed with that. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mew here from TokiFest. So sorry that I'm unable to join you all today, but I'm with you in spirit with this video. So, TokiFest will be the vetting team for artists and toys and collectors category for the booths in Hobbycon 2025. So very excited. Last year we also helped out Hobbycon with this, so this year we're back. So let me give a quick rundown of what we're doing, how are we going to do the vetting, and maybe some FAQs for those of you wondering. So let's start. First of all, what is vetting? So let me highlight as we go. What is vetting? Vetting, for our purpose, is basically the filtering of booth vendors based on your inventory eligibility. What is inventory eligibility? Basically, we will filter what items you're selling. If all the things that you're selling, if you're an artist, you're selling posters, fan art, keychains, and everything, right? For toys and collectors, yeah, you're selling toys, maybe model kits, figurines, and such. So we will be looking at your inventory, and we want to prevent bootlegs, plagiarism, tracing, these are for artists, and the use of AI, this is also for artists. So this is basically the generally overall is like that, yeah, and then we will get into it more . So bootleg is basically for the toys and collectors. If you're selling, let's say you're selling a Hello Kitty figure, the figure, if it's authentic, it should be from Sanrio themselves or an official licensed retailer. But if the one that you buy is actually from AliExpress, from Townhall, which is not official, but you are selling it as if it is official, then that is a bootleg. If it's not from the original licensed company, then it will be considered a bootleg. Plagiarism and tracing, this is part of art theft. For artists, if your art is traced from other artists' work, or you copied a lot of elements from other artists and then call it your own original work, that will be considered as art theft. And for AI, this one also relates to artists a bit more. If you use AI in your final product, it will be considered the use of AI. Okay, so as far as us, for our vetting, we look for AI in the final product if you are selling art that is generated by AI. All right, now we know what is vetting, right? Why is it important though? Why is it so important? So for us, the main reason why vetting is very important is to prevent the selling of misleading items or misleading customers into thinking they're buying an authentic product or an original artwork. Okay, so if we vet, we can screen out all of the things that we don't want. Why? Another big thing is we don't want to that we don't want to let the customers feel like they're being scammed. You know, some customers, they think that, oh, I'm buying an authentic Gundam, but actually it's not. And perhaps some sellers may even charge the original price as a Gundam, but it's actually not a Gundam. Can you imagine? You think that it's a Gundam, you pay hundreds of ringgit, but then in the end, when you go back home, when you're assembling, and you realize, wait a minute, this quality macam not Gundam or kena scam. We don't want that to happen. We don't want that to happen in Hobbycon. So this is why vetting is very, very important. Also, it also relates to quality control. By vetting out all of these, bootleg, plagiarism, tracing, AI, we can control the quality, the level of quality of the items sold. I'm sure as Hobbycon, as TokiFest, we want our local artists, our local retailers, the ones that really, really put in the effort to shine. We want to give you guys a good platform for you to sell. So this is our way to make sure that everyone who is selling the products, as far as we know, are sincere. All right. So that is how we will be. Why is vetting so important? So how are we going to be doing this vetting? So let me break down the process to you. First of all is the registration form. So this one, I'm pretty sure all of us know already, the Google form for booth registration. So once again, I'm only talking about artists and toys and collectors, all right? So first step, as usual, register yourself. Follow the instructions given. In one section, they'll be asking you for your inventory. So please provide your samples, your photos, your descriptions as detailed as possible. As many as you can, as accurate as the event as you can, okay? So after you submit the form, the Hobbycon team will be filtering your application based on their rules and regulations. So they will be checking out for the general stuff, like no offensive items, maybe nothing like nudity, like figurines that are like not appropriate, not family friendly, and yeah, this one is based on their rules and regulations. So they'll be doing the first filtering. And there's 2 outcomes from this. One is if they found that you have items that are not suitable to their rules and regulations, then you will be considered rejected and you will receive a rejection email from Hobbycon. The best case, which is the normal case, is you'll be accepted. Nothing in your inventory is against the rules and regulations, so you'll be accepted. Once you're accepted, you will be passed to the DocuFest team for our vetting. So how will we vet? Basically, we will be checking on your photos, your descriptions, everything, to see if it's legit. We will also check your social media. Perhaps if you're an artist, your artist page. If you are a toy and collectibles vendor, then if you have a physical shop, we will check your physical shop, social media. And we will also check previous works, previous booths that you have done. If you've joined any other booths, you'll also check your inventory from there. So please provide all the information that we need in the Google form as clear as possible. So we will be checking if you are tracing from other artists. Is your work really yours? For toys and collectibles, yeah, we will check your items. If you say it is official, then please take photos of the official sticker and stuff lah. Alright, the proof. So there are 3 outcomes from this. First, ding, good job, you got accepted. There is no problem with your inventory. All of the photos that you provided is very detailed and all of them look good. From outside, no restrictions, so we will be sending you an email to say that you are accepted. Second is if there is a minor issue, and I'll be honest, from our experience last year, a majority of vendors go into this category. Just minor issues. Perhaps your photos, just 1 or 2, not enough. Maybe it's blurry, maybe not enough descriptions and stuff. So we'll be emailing you to ask like, hi, can we ask for more explanation about this, maybe more photos of this, so please cooperate with us. And if your clarification is enough, then most likely we'll be accepting you as well. Alright, so majority, from our experience, no problem. All accepted, majority accepted, even if they have minor issues, okay? But this depends on your cooperation with us. Please, give us enough to work with. If you don't reply us, then too bad, we have to reject you. Alright? And last but not least, major issue. So if your inventory, like 90%, 80% of your inventory is mostly problematic items, bootlegs, no proof, maybe very severely can be seen, it's AI, very severe tracing problem, and that we can find the sources, then we will be directly sending you a rejection email from our side. Okay, so the 3 outcomes from the DocuFest team we will be emailing you. Okay, so please be alert to your email. Alright, so hopefully the vendor process is clear. So once DocuFest sends you a confirmation email that say you are accepted, Hobbycon will also be contacting you for the payment details for the booth. Alright? Okay, so I think that covers the process of vetting. Let's move on to some FAQs, some highlights. So we receive a few questions. For example, firstly, how about third-party model kits? Can they be sold? It's like the ones that are similar to Gundam, but it's not Gundam at all, and they don't claim to be Gundam at all. For us, as long as you are not selling it, you're not claiming that it is a Gundam, you're not claiming it that it's under Bandai. For example, if you purchase it from Taobao, then just say it's from Taobao or third-party seller. It's no problem with us. As long as you do not put anything that is misleading, like it's from Bandai, but from Gundam, yeah. As long as you sell it as it is, it's fine. And secondly, this one, we would just like to highlight, there are some IPs, for example series, that are more sensitive with their fan art. So they actually don't allow the commercial selling of their IP. So to be honest, fan art is already a very grey zone in terms of can I sell or can I not sell, because the intellectual property, the IP, it belongs to the original creator. So fan art itself is already very, very grey, okay? But there are some companies that are more strict on this. They will make a public announcement, or maybe they will share on the social media that, hey, we do not allow commercial usage of our IP, of our characters, of our series. In that case, from our side, we will also be vetting for these kinds of series, and we will be informing you that you are not allowed to sell it. For example, the ones that we can think of right now is Lab and Beat Space. They are quite sensitive with their commercial usage. And also, there's a Chinese Danmei series, which is also quite, the author themselves have stated that they do not allow the selling of their characters' likeness. So for these kinds of cases where the creators themselves, the company themselves have stated that they do not allow commercial usage, we will also be vetting if you are selling it, we will inform you. Perhaps please do not sell this item during the event. Alright, so and another thing, we will also be enforcing, how will we be enforcing this vetting? We will also be enforcing via patrol during the event, okay? So during the event, we will have some staff patrolling around looking at your items. If they ask you questions, please, please be cooperative. Please reply as honest as you can. And in some cases, if you follow all of our instructions and advice from the booth registration, it should be all smooth, no problem. But if you still insist on selling the items that we ask you not to bring, then Hobbycon has the right to inform you to remove your items from your booth. Alright? So please be cooperative with us and so that we can all have a great experience in Hobbycon. So I think that'll be all from me. I hope that this clears things up. Please feel free to ask questions. And yeah, hope to see you guys and can't wait to see what you guys be bringing to Hobbycon 2025. Alright, ganbatte! Thank you!
Okay, so we thank very much to DokiFest, who is going to be our vetter lah. So just to give a little bit of context, right? The reason why we pick a third-party organizer from DokiFest is because we find that their vetting is very strict, okay? And should be much more fair lah. If you were to let's say, our own Hobbycon staff vet, we don't know what's happening, we don't know what we're vetting, and then we don't want to have more backlash. So better to have a third party to do it. In fact, Miu is very great to work with because she's very thorough. She also held us accountable if let's say something is wrong. But at the same time, I want to... You see, this is the part where we also want the community itself to also help us keep an eye out. There are some feedback that she gave us is like this. She vet this vendor, this thing you cannot sell. Okay, sorry. She leaves. Sell. So she's not there, but because the only person vetting is her. Okay? So this is where we ask the committee, if you are around, the community, if you're around, you see this happening, just come and tell Hobbycon about this. Last year, there were 2 cases where they refused to take down their thing. Okay? They also even quite something towards her. So I and a few volunteers had to come and rectify the problem. But we also need you to understand this. We can only touch things that you break the law on. In this case, it's AI, it's bootleg. Okay? If it's stuff that you did not break, right? You did not break or a very gray area, both organizer and vetter cannot simply ask you to take down. Because these can get legal. And therefore, we also need to protect ourselves to get into this kind of trouble. Bootleg, AI, if it's very obvious or if it's stuff that they did not submit during the vetting process, we can take down. Or things that she vetted, she said okay, but it turns out that, macam lain sikit ni. That one we have to, we will have to play by ear a bit lah, okay? So please understand. Also understand this. They are not doing this for free. Them vetting, the AI vetting for it, it's all paid for, okay? So it's also from your booth fee, it's also meant to be given to them. It's only fair lah, because they're actually doing this work. They are doing a very dangerous thing going through whatever booth vendors that might not be friendly. Okay? Any questions for vetting? We may not be able to answer, but we will try to record down so that we can get her to reply back. So any questions from artists or toy vendors? 没有啊? Yes?
This isn't a question, but I just want to... There was a gentleman earlier who raised concern about AI learning how to do speed paint. I just want to say, rest assured, I think Miu is very good at her job. And for the artists here today, we know how an AI speed paint looks like, and we know how a real speed paint looks like, right? So if you guys are... this is a suggestion, if Miu cannot handle this alone, you said she is one person and she has to vet a lot of booths. It would be nice if on her team she could have a seasoned artist with her. Just for her backup, for her sake.
Okay, I'll throw this suggestion back to her. I think it's a good cooperation now, honestly speaking. Thank you very much. Sorry. Okay, so I think we move on to the next, okay? Alright.